Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
And it feels nice out there. We've seen a big drop in our muggy meter over the last 24 hours. I'll let you know how this comfortable feel will last.
Making progress. The recent rain is putting a big dent in our drought. The new information we are waiting on today as Raleigh prepares to lift water restrictions.
Plus, why is Lombardi on leave? The answers we could get from UNC about the football GM as the Tar Heels return to the practice field today. Yeah, certainly we'll be trying to ask as many questions as we can to get those answers. We want to say thanks for joining us. I was going to say dark and early, but the sun is starting to get up this morning here on this gorgeous Thursday on WRAL. I'm Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Renee Chu. Happy Thursday, everybody. Today is a WRAL Sunrise Alert Day. Look at this. This is gorgeous. What a way to start a Thursday. Let's get to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner with another view on our Sunrise Alert Day.
Yes, and a low humidity alert day as well. I mean, it is just a phenomenal start to the day. Gorgeous here as we take a look past the legislative building over downtown Raleigh. So enjoy it. Get outside this morning. When you open the door, you'll notice a big difference. Our temperature is in the mid 60s and our dew point's down at 61, which is really nice and comfortable. Of course, we started the week with a lot of rain and gray skies, and this is just going to be a gorgeous day. This is a look at a map of our drop in humidity over here in the light green. That's where it's going to be nice and comfortable, which is most of the state. Now, it will be a warm afternoon. Don't get me wrong. Highs will climb into the mid to upper 80s. But with the lower humidity, shady spots will feel really nice today. It does not last all the way through the weekend. Saturday's going to be fine for getting outside, but I'll show you how early the showers and storms could start on Sunday and how far into next week they could last. Grant?
Yeah, I-440 at Glenwood Avenue so far this morning, all is in the clear. And this is looking at Glenwood Avenue. If you're heading westbound towards Durham, not seeing any delays there. I know this gets a little bit busier during the morning commute and especially during the evening commute. So you want to check in this evening on our evening newscast to check on traffic then. But so far, all has been in the clear this morning. Looking at our drive times on I-40 headed westbound, not seeing any delays there either. You can tune us into the radio, 1015 HD3.
All right, we also are following some breaking news right now. A Wake County man is facing charges after he is accused of attacking a woman with a machete and pouring gasoline on her this morning. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was at that scene at a mobile home park on Old Home Place Circle. That's near Wendell. This is around 2:40 this morning. Well, we saw deputies and EMS crews at that scene. 19-year-old Charlie Banos Jimenez was arrested, and according to the arrest warrant, Jimenez threatened to kill this woman. Her condition this morning is unknown, and he is being held without bond and set to appear in court this afternoon.
The husband of a Cary woman missing in Grenada now says he believes there was no foul play involved in her disappearance. Liz Waddell vanished on the Caribbean island more than a week ago. Kaylin Waddell shared the update to the website findliz.com. The website was created to collect tips in the case and to post updates on the investigation. While no foul play is suspected, Liz's husband says a missing persons investigation will continue. Investigators are trying to figure out what happened between when she was last seen on surveillance video leaving her Airbnb to when she was spotted swimming in the water right before she vanished.
Today, we will get an update on the drought conditions across the state, and this will happen after the city of Raleigh announced that it will lift water restrictions on Monday.
Yeah, very encouraging news. WRAL's Kirsten Clark is live at Falls Lake this morning. Falls Lake being Raleigh's primary drinking source. Beautiful sunrise behind you. Kirsten, Falls Lake has risen more than 2 feet over the past week.
Yes, Renee, you mentioned it. I first have to acknowledge just how beautiful this scene looks behind me. I'll step away so you can get a closer look. But as of Tuesday, Falls Lake had risen to 248.4 feet. That's the closest it's been in a while to the 251.5 feet at normal level. Now, the water supply storage rose from 66% full last week to 84% full. The lake had not been at that level since mid-April, shortly before Raleigh implemented those stage 1 water restrictions. This, paired with the recent decrease in water use, is enough to trigger a lift in those restrictions. Chair of the State Drought Management Advisory Council, that's Klaus Alberton. He says it's a step in the right direction, but not enough to just end conservation efforts.
We're not really out of the drought yet. I mean, everybody's lawns and gardens should be looking pretty good after the last few weeks. But again, Falls Lake, some of the groundwater levels still have some room to improve.
Yeah, definitely room for improvement. So the new drought monitor will give us some insight into the state right now. We, of course, will bring you the latest information when that drought monitor is released later this morning. Live at Falls Lake, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
So July has changed the picture, but are we finally turning the corner? Tonight at 6, the WRAL Severe Weather Team breaks down where the drought stands now. They break down what's improved and what comes next.
Well, power has been restored to thousands in our area after severe storms moved through Tuesday night. And many customers spent much of yesterday cleaning up and waiting for the lights to come back on. WRAL responded to reports of dozens of trees down all across the triangle. And this is while thousands of homes lost power. Duke Energy teams worked all day yesterday to bring them back online. And we spoke with a woman who has lived in North Raleigh for more than 50 years. She says this was the worst storm she's seen move through the area.
I didn't want to look out. Just hearing it was enough. The first time trees has gone down like that.
Now, we asked Duke Energy how its self-healing technology worked during the storm. Basically, that's the system that automatically detects outages and then reroutes power to restore service faster. Duke Energy said official stats aren't back yet, but typically it works well during storms like this one. And one way you can be prepared for the next time severe weather hits, download the WRAL Weather app and be sure to turn on push notifications.
The Tar Heels will be back on the practice field today for the start of a highly anticipated second season for head coach Bill Belichick. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from UNC right now. And Kelsey, it will be likely that the coach wants to focus on the practice and the season, but there will be questions asked about Michael Lombardi.
Yes, Renee, there absolutely will. Michael Lombardi, the highest paid GM in college football, now on administrative leave. And so far, UNC has been silent. But that could change today as the Tar Heels go into their first practice of the season. Speculation about Lombardi's future has been covered nationally. The New York Times, ESPN, and other media outlets all reported the leave is the result of an HR complaint. We are working to independently confirm that. Lombardi's job comes with a $1.5 million price tag a year. WRAL sports investigative reporter Brian Murphy says a college football general manager's focus on player personnel has become even more important in recent years. While the 26-27 team is ready to take the field, changes with Lombardi could affect next season.
The fall is a very important time for them. If Lombardi does not return for some reason or his leave is extended, there are others in that department that can handle that. But certainly Michael Lombardi is being paid well to be in that position.
UNC Chancellor Lee Roberts and head coach Bill Belichick are both expected to address the media later this morning. We plan to ask them questions about Lombardi's administrative leave and what went on behind the scenes with that. You can watch a live stream of Belichick's news conference this morning at 8:30 on WRAL.com. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Chapel Hill.
I'm Laura Levine here in the WRAL Live Center right now. We're following the latest updates on the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Russian airstrikes killed at least 13 people this morning in Ukraine, including one in Kyiv, and those attacks extending far out west, where neighboring Poland had to scramble fighter jets to secure its airspace. Right now, this is a photo that you're looking at of crews responding and also trying to find victims in the rubble in all of the damage. So the attacks come as President Volodymyr Zelensky returns from the U.S., where he said President Donald Trump agreed to give Ukraine licenses for Patriot missiles. Of course, we'll continue to follow this as air raid alerts continue to sound out across the country.
Laura, thank you. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul says Republicans are seeking to hold Dr. Anthony Fauci in contempt of Congress. Fauci invoked his Fifth Amendment right more than 100 times during questioning from senators yesterday. The hearing was part of Senator Paul's investigation into the origins of COVID-19. It was expected to be contentious after several years of public clashes between the two men. Dr. Fauci declined to answer questions to avoid the possibility that Republicans could use his testimony to prosecute him for perjury. Senator Paul claims Fauci lied to Congress and to the public. Fauci denies that allegation.
Frankly, the American people deserve an apology. I hope today Dr. Fauci will come clean, admit it was a mistake to fund dangerous research in China.
Under the advice of my attorneys, I will invoke my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution to refrain from answering your questions.
Former President Joe Biden issued a preemptive pardon for Fauci before leaving office. Paul believes that should have prevented Fauci from pleading the Fifth. Fauci has appeared before Congress more than 250 times. This is the first time he has invoked the Fifth Amendment.
Well, today the newest school in Wake County will welcome students to the classroom for the first time. Hilltop Needmore Road Elementary School and Fuquay Arena officially opened its doors today. And we got a first look inside the building yesterday. Teachers and school leaders are looking forward to using a new collaborative space where children can learn outside the classroom. Wake County Superintendent Robert Taylor will visit the school today, along with other special guests. And then also today, the Durham County Sheriff's Office will be working with volunteers to get ready for its Stop the Violence event this weekend. Today, they will prepare school supplies for Durham Public Schools children, and they will give those supplies away Saturday at Durham County Stadium. Today's collection will be at the Sheriff's Office at noon.
Racial profiling accusations. A Triangle man is suing the federal government after he was detained during last year's immigration enforcement operation. The DHS response to the video that has been viewed more than 9 million times.
And honoring Brooklyn Carroll, how the family of a girl killed by a boat off Harris Lake is remembering her nearly a year after her death.
It's a great day to get out and walk the dog, especially this morning. It feels fantastic. Temperatures are in the 60s, and we've had a nice drop in our dew point. I'll let you know how long it's going to feel this comfortable coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:14, and it's certainly a beautiful start to the day. Just a couple of clouds out there. This is a live look from the Well Departments over at downtown Raleigh. 66 in Durham, 67 Wilson, 64 in Roanoke Rapids, still 71 in Fayetteville. But temperatures are feeling nice, and our dew point dropped nicely, so humidity is quite low for this time of year. A perfect day to spend your lunch hour outside, especially if you can find a shady spot under an umbrella. It's going to feel really nice. And your morning run this morning, of course, feels really good too, with our temperatures mostly in the 60s. We do climb into the mid to upper 80s for this afternoon, but our humidity remains low today, and we'll see plenty of sunshine. Tomorrow's a little warmer, but it stays very comfortable feeling. However, we get into part of the weekend and we get into a better chance for rain and storms. I'll show you when. Coming up, Grant.
If you're catching a flight on this Thursday morning, I'm looking at I-40 at Aviation Parkway, not seeing any delays there so far, so shouldn't have any issues headed to the airport. Also, been checking on those airport delays as well and not seeing any issues there, so shouldn't have any problems if you were heading to the airport and using RDU for your travel this morning. And we're not seeing any delays across the area on I-40 or on 87 this morning. You can tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Homeland Security is responding to a lawsuit involving a local man. Fernando Vasquez is suing the Trump administration. He argues he was wrongfully detained during high-profile immigration raids last November, and he posted that encounter on TikTok, and it has been seen more than 9 million times on that platform. Homeland Security is denying allegations of racial profiling in this case. The 18-year-old says that he was at a landscaping job in Cary when he was detained by ICE. He's a U.S. citizen and was born right here in the Triangle. And when we spoke to him last year, he said he told officers he was a citizen and he had ID to prove it.
I told him I'm from here. And then he also asked me, he was like, but where were you born? And I told him this is where I was born.
He said an officer threw out his wallet and stranded him in the woods away from his work site. The ACLU has filed a damages claim against the federal government. It alleges this was, in fact, racial profiling. Now, in a statement, Homeland Security denied this allegation. A spokesperson said, quote, a person's immigration status makes them a target for enforcement, not their skin color, race, or ethnicity. We did ask for clarification since Vasquez is a U.S. citizen, as I mentioned, but we have not heard back yet.
This weekend will mark 1 year since the tragic death of a 10-year-old girl from Apex on Harris Lake. Brooklyn Carroll died last August 2nd after a boat hit her while she was swimming. A memorial is now in place at the Cross Point boat ramp. Brooklyn's loved ones want to make sure that her name lives on and that her legacy helps keep others safe in and on the water.
Everybody did everything they could, but was there something more that could have helped? That's an answer we'll never know. And that's an answer that we hope to be able to keep other families from asking themselves.
Just 2 months after Brooklyn's death, the family established the Brooklyn May Carroll Foundation. They hope to raise money for safety kits that will be put at boat ramps across North Carolina. They are gathering online donations and sponsorships at an upcoming golf tournament.
Cary-based SAS is celebrating 50 years as a technology leader. In an exclusive interview, SAS CEO and founder Jim Goodnight talks about what's next. He says the company uses generative AI to explain its findings and leaves the decision-making to people.
When we find a money laundering situation, we will then use AI to explain exactly what we found. We don't use AI to produce answers, but we use it to try to explain the answers.
Goodnight talks about how the company started and why places like Google have studied their workplace culture. You can watch WRAL Presents SAS at 50 on WRAL.com.
And we have been in awe of this morning's sunrise. It's so nice to see. I feel like it just fits with Thursday's vibe, you know? Just a nice way to start the day.
Exactly. It's Friday Eve. That's what we always call it. And it really does look beautiful. And when you step outside, it's going to feel great, too. We have a drop in humidity, a drop in temperature. It feels really nice. We're going to have a couple of dry days, and then things change for us, but not until the second half of the weekend. Our next weather maker will be yet another front, and that front arrives on Sunday. It's going to bring us more humidity again and a good chance for showers and thunderstorms. But of course, we're looking at a very comfortable start to the day today. We take a look at Futurecast. We're going to start it on Saturday because today and tomorrow both will be nice and dry with lots of sunshine, low humidity, and near normal temperatures. Saturday, the first part of the day looks fine. There's 9 a.m. Notice once we get into the early part of the afternoon, we couldn't rule out a stray sprinkle. I wouldn't let that amount of rain stop me from being outside and, continuing with my outdoor plans. Sunday's going to be a whole different story. By 11 o'clock Saturday night, we could begin to see a few stray showers, and there's 7 a.m. on Sunday. So a quick shower, definitely by noon, you can see maybe about 40% coverage, and then it just keeps on coming. So Sunday's going to be cloudy, and certainly by lunchtime, we're seeing some scattered showers, and that doesn't stop on Sunday. It continues into Monday. As a matter of fact, Monday jumps us up from a 50 to a 70% chance. It continues on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we're going to see another stretch of gray skies with a good chance of rain. And again, that kicks off on Monday. And the next 7 days, we're really seeing these potential rainfall totals jumping up anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches. And a day or two ago, it was only around ½ an inch. We have done very well for the month of July. Of course, we've seen over a foot of rain. And the purple shaded area is where we're well above normal for the last 30 days. Closer to the coast, not quite as much, but looking really good. Again, over 12 inches for July and 15 inches for the summer really is setting us up nicely, especially with more chances for rain. We're still behind for the year as much as almost 7 inches, but we just continue to see our wet pattern, and that will help to eat away at the drought. Of course, Drought Monitor does come out today, and as soon as it does, we're going to share that with you. It usually comes out just in time for the 9 o'clock newscast, so Grant will share it with you.
Yes, I'll share that with you later this morning. I-40 at I-85 wanted to share with you traffic this morning, and you can see we have no major delays on any of our major routes. I-40's looked great all this morning, headed west and eastbound, so shouldn't have any problems there heading into Durham or heading into Raleigh this morning. If we have any extra delays, though, or if any crashes to let you know about, we'll make sure to let you know this morning. Only a 1-minute delay from Highway 501 this morning, southbound from Infinity Road. You can tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Your time is 6:21 this Thursday. Dr. Chatbot MD. Should you trust AI with your health questions? Well, Five on Your Side explores the growing trend and shares the warnings for trusting AI with your information.
Millions spent during Helene. The state auditor explains the reason for high food and lodging price tags during the state's response. A new report from the state auditor found North Carolina spent more than $111 million to operate roughly 55 base camps during Hurricane Helene. The report found that operating base camps cost a little more than $500,000 a day. Lodging was around $800 a day and roughly $42 a day on meals for each worker. The auditor's office flagged the meal expenses, saying that the cost was based on the anticipated number of people rather than actual individual consumption. The state auditor says that amounted to a lack of metrics to track the actual cost of meals. WRAL's documentary team traveled to small towns all over Western North Carolina to capture the stories of loss, devastation, hope, and rebirth after the storm. You can watch Helene, What We Lost, What We Found on WRAL.com.
This What's Trending report is sponsored by Call Dad AC and Heating.
A special invitation to the new Spider-Man movie and a prestigious honor for Michael J. Fox.
Okay, let's talk about it this morning in What's Trending. So, you've got the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man in Arkansas getting a special invite to the premiere of the newest Spider-Man movie. Christopher Hellenthal went viral last week after he jumped from his car in full costume to help someone at a busy intersection in Jonesboro. You see him right there, scurrying across the street. Well, after this, he got a call from Hollywood.
They found me and they got a hold of me and they told me that I was invited to go watch the Spider-Man Brand New Day premiere with all of them.
Doesn't get any better than that for a Spider-Man fan, right?
Yeah, just a perfect way to say thank you. Hellenthal saw the movie and called it a must-see. Spider-Man Brand New Day officially releases in theaters this weekend. Yep. Okay. Had a great time. Actor Michael J. Fox will be honored at this year's Emmy Awards. He will receive the Television Academy's Bob Hope Humanitarian Award. He's being recognized for his decades of contributions to Parkinson's disease research and advocacy.
And if you want to see him being honored, the 78th Emmy Awards will be on September 14th, and you can watch that on WRAL.
He's also up for an Emmy for Outstanding Guest Actor on Shrinking.
Very good show, very good performance. Okay, your time on the clock this morning is 6:27. Making progress. The recent rain, it's putting a big dent in our drought. The new info we're waiting on today as Raleigh prepares to lift water restrictions.
A new home for students. Durant Road Elementary students return to class in a different building. An update on the timeline for emergency repairs going on as the school year gets started.
And it sure is a pretty start to the day. You can take a look at just a few clouds hanging over Pittsboro. You'll notice when you step out the door, it's cooler and less humid. I'll let you know how long this pretty pattern sticks around.